PC or Sharon. You guys can call me Key. It's like a key that you put in the door. I'm employed by the Federal Aviation Administration. I'm an air traffic controller. Does anybody know what an air traffic controller is? Show of hands.
I think you should speak a little louder.
Cool. Just a little louder? Is that better?
That's better.
Okay. What's an air traffic controller?
Me?
Yes, ma'am.
You watch the planes land and you direct them as well, who can take off and who can land.
Okay. Anybody else know? Who else raised their hand? Just one more person.
Oh, I raised my hand, but I was thinking the same thing, directing, where the planes are landing, how the takeoff occurs, making sure that there's safety around the landing strip.
Okay. All right. An air traffic controller is most definitely not the person that you see on the airport that has cones. That is an airport marshal. A lot of people think that this is what I do. This is not what I do. I'm an air traffic controller. I make sure that aircraft get from wherever it is that they are on the airport to the runway. And once they do take off, I also make sure that they don't hit each other in the air. It's a very simplified version of what it is that I do. For education needed, when I was coming through, some years ago, I've been an air traffic controller since 2016. A degree was required. Rules have changed. A degree is no longer required. You do have to be between the ages of 18 and 31. 31 is the cutoff to be employed as an air traffic controller. And just for fun, you guys seem like you have a lot of energy. Stand up real quick. I just want to do a quick demonstration. So you're going to be red shirt and you're going to be blue shirt, right? So this is a taxiway. This is a taxiway. This is the runway. All right, we're going to call this runway 36. I don't know which cardinal direction we are in right now, but we're going to say that's runway 36. So really quick, just to give a visual of what it is that I do for people that don't know exactly. I'm going to have red shirt start right here. Blue shirt, can you go to the other side of the pew, please? Yeah. All the way down, yes. Nice, thank you. Right there is good. So, when I say taxi, that means you can walk, all right? When I say clear for takeoff, that means you can do a light jog, because we are in church, down the runway. This is runway 36, okay?
That's the runway.
So you're gonna be red shirt, you're gonna be blue shirt. Blue shirt face this way. Towards me.
This way.
Towards me. And this is what we do as air traffic controllers, because some pilots would not know how the airport is set up, and we have to make sure that they're going to the correct place. So, red shirt, taxi, walk, to runway 36.
Right there.
Cool, right there. Blue shirt, stay where you are. Red shirt, runway 36, clear for takeoff.
Light job. There you go. There you go.
Blue shirt, taxi to runway 36.
Walk.
This way. This way.
Blue shirt, hold your position.
Oh.
Stop. Hold. Stop. Blue shirt, taxi, walk to runway 36. Stop. Good job. Red shirt, go to the left. Keep going. Keep going. You can come back this way, actually. Thank you. Blue shirt, runway 36, clear for takeoff.
Light job. Light job.
Great. Now that is an oversimplification. If it's a small airport, you deal with less planes. A bigger airport, you deal with more planes. Blue shirt, come back down this way. Red shirt, I still need you. Cool. So, blue shirt, we're going to be right here. Red shirt, we're going to be right there. Now, we're going to pretend that they're in the air, okay? Put your arms out like you're flying. Great. Now, the biggest thing that we do not want to happen is what?
A collision.
Great. Put your arms out. Now, as an air traffic controller, I have a responsibility to keep them a certain distance away from each other. Their arms are not to touch. No part of them is to touch the other person, because that is bad. So, as blue shirt comes this way slowly, stop. I'm telling red shirt what?
To stay.
Turn.
Well, he's in the air, so if he stops
okay,
flying, he falls
okay.
down,
Turn.
right?
Keep on turn.
So we want to turn red shirt out of the way, right?
Right.
Okay, red shirt, traffic, 12 o'clock. It's a blue shirt. You have him in sight? Do you see him?
Yes.
Cool. I want to make sure that you don't hit him. Turn to the left. Go that way. And stop real quick. There we go. No longer a factor. Now, as soon as blue shirt, come this way. Passes red shirt, definitely not a factor. Red shirt, you can keep going wherever it was that you were going.
Keep going.
Great. And just come back around and then you can sit down. Thank you, guys. And like I said, oversimplification. But basically, when planes are on the ground, you don't want them to hit. And when planes are in the air, you don't want them to hit. And this is just two people. However, if you are at a radar facility, which is, if you've ever seen a movie that has air traffic controllers in it, they're sitting at a screen and they're looking at green dots and making sure that those green dots do not touch each other. There could be anywhere from anywhere from none. That's a great day. That's a really slow day. You like those because they are few and far between. Or it could be 50 planes in the air that you're talking to, depending on how big of an airspace you are in charge of. And you have to make sure that you don't let blue shirt and red shirt hit, because you want blue shirt and red shirt to get home safely. Because believe it or not, blue shirt and red shirt have hundreds of people on them. Now, I know that might sound scary, but when you're actually doing the job, it is so fun. I love my job because I get to go in and every day is different because you don't know what's going to happen. Yesterday is yesterday and it is in the past, and then today is today. And yesterday was slow, today is going to be busy. Cool. And when you get done with like a busy day and everybody's gotten to where it is that they need to go, the high that you feel off of that is so cool. Like, it's like, I did that. Great. Like the pilot who was up here, who he landed on a air carrier. The feeling that you get from doing that, you can't top it. All right, so in my typical day, I just had red shirt and blue shirt, do a little demonstration and everything. Now, in order to do what I do, no, you do not need a degree. However, you do have to go to something that's called academy, where you learn how to be an air traffic controller. And that can be anywhere from 3 months to 4, possibly 5, depending on what kind of facility you are going to. There are 3 types of, well, technically 4. There are 4 types of facilities. There's a tower facility. If anybody's ever been to BWI, you've seen the tower that is on the airport. There are air traffic controllers at the top of that. They survey the airport and make sure that everything is going as planned. You have TRACON controllers. TRACON stands for Terminal Radar Approach Control. And they are the people that you talk to after you've taken off and you're probably about 10,000 feet in the air. And those people hand you off to, if you're going higher, like say you're going from Baltimore to California, you'll talk to the tower controller, you'll talk to the TRACON controller, and then you'll talk to the en route controller. The en route controller is at the highest altitude that your plane will fly, so that you're being handed off in tiers. You go to across the states, and then when you get closer to your airport, you go back down in tiers. And there's also something called a TRACAB. A TRACAB is a tower that has the radar in the tower. There are only 2 of them in the United States. I'm in one of them. So I can work aircraft from a tower, and I can also work aircraft from a radar facility. So if you go to academy is hard. It is not easy. And I think they took the requirement for a degree away, because either way you still got to go to academy. And if you pass academy, then congratulations, you have a job. If you fail academy, then hey, thank you for playing.
Amen.
I'm sorry. If you fail academy, then thank you for playing. And then once you are done academy, you get placed in a facility anywhere in the United States. They will take into consideration what area you want to stay in, like West Coast, East Coast. But ultimately, you're given a list, and then you pick off of that list where it is that you would like to go. Once you get to your facility, you have more training that you have to do. Because keep in mind, you're handling people's lives as you were talking to planes. They're not just little blips on a radar scope or little, when you're up in a tower, planes seem really small even though they're huge. They look kind of like micro machines or toys. They're not. There are people on them. So you have to be trained in a way to where it is safe for you to talk to these aircraft by yourself. If you pass training, then congratulations, you still have a job. If you fail training, then there are things that could happen to see like, all right, what's going on? Is there something that we can do in order to get you through? But if you can't get through, then they're not going to put you on position by yourself because you could hurt people. Now, saying all of that, it may seem like a insurmountable task, but there's nothing particularly special about me. I'm not the smartest person in the room. I would never ever want to be the smartest person in the room. I imagine that has a lot of pressure with it. But I got through. The young lady sitting next to me, Miss Smalls, she's also an air traffic controller. She got through. And there are not many people of color that are air traffic controllers. There are even less women. I think for air traffic controllers, it's like 2% or so, less than. It's a very small amount. So anytime that we get an opportunity to speak at something like this, to let people know about a career that they may not have known about before, it's awesome. Because even if one of you is just like, you know what, this is what I want to do, and the rest of you like, nah, then that one makes a difference. And even if this isn't for you, or it sounds like something that you want to do, you may leave here and tell somebody else about it, and that may spark a fire in them. So even if it doesn't seem like you want to do it, please share the information with others because they may want to.
Yeah.
Now I know as kids or younger individuals, you aren't really concerned that much with how much you make at a job, right? You'll go to a job and work for $0.25 an hour. Okay. Air traffic controllers are very well paid. I'll tell you right off the bat, I make more than $100,000 a year.
Whoa.
By myself.
Sister.
And I don't even work at the highest air traffic control facility because it goes in tiers. There's level 4 to level 12. The higher facility that you work at, the more money that you are paid because the traffic is more complex. I know you guys probably won't care about this, but because I work for the federal government, I get a pension. If you don't know what that is, air traffic controllers have a mandatory retirement age of 56, which means I have to stop working as an air traffic controller at 56. But once I'm 56, I will still get a check, just like I'm getting paid for going to work for the rest of my life without doing anything, which is great. And I know it probably doesn't make any difference to you now, but ask some of your older individuals about a pension and how great that is to have.
Yes.
Because I don't have to work until I'm 62 or for the rest of my life. I'm kind of set up. So that in and of itself is, I mean, I know there's a price on it, but it's kind of priceless because everyone does not have that. If you were to go to work at McDonald's and you're flipping fries, and there's nothing wrong with that, there's nothing wrong with starting off there, they probably don't have a pension. They probably do not make as much as I do. And these are things that may not matter to you, and that's fine. You shouldn't do a job just for the money. But I love my job. So look into it, air traffic control. I think that's all that I got. Do you guys have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
You said the age from 18 to 31. What is the reason for the cutoff at 31?
The cutoff at 31, from what I understand, studies have been done that show, just like for the retirement age, your ability to learn goes down after that. So they kind of want you at your peak because there is a lot of information to absorb and retain. And then also studies have been done at 56, your ability to do the job kind of goes down, which is why they cut it off at 56.
So
Does
in
that answer
other
your question?
words, you need to apply. and-
You need to be hired by the
or you need
age
to be
of
hired
31.
by age 31.
Yes, ma'am, that is the cutoff. Yes, blue shirt.
Tell them your name. What's your question?
You don't have to use a mic if you don't want to. I can hear you.
She just told you that.
She just said, no, she didn't. Over 100,000 a year.
Over 100,000.
A day?
Well, you gotta do the
Oh,
math.
that
That's
depends.
a good math.
Oh,
problem.
that's another thing. As an air traffic controller, if I go to work on a holiday, I get paid double. Overtime is time and a half. If I go to work on a Sunday, I get paid 25% more for that day. If I work past the hours of 6 o'clock p.m., I get paid 10% more that day. So even though your base pay says one thing, depending on what time of day you work and what day you work, it could be higher than that.
You mentioned the handoff that occurs. Are all the people you're handing them off to, so if I'm in between two states, am I still talking to an airport, or is the pilot still talking to an airport? Is that air traffic controller somewhere else?
It depends. For the TRACON controller, if you're talking to somebody that's working radar, that person is probably somewhere else. They may not be in the state that you are in.
Okay.
They may cover a few states. They may
Got
be in
it.
charge of a few states,
Got it.
depending on how far it is you're going. Yes, ma'am.
And
I think
let-
that's the last one.
Let me say that at the end, we'll also have a question and answer.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
if
give
you
her
need to
advice.
write them down, feel free.
Yeah.
Okay, but thank you.
Okay.